Hey team, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of this data discovery of DVD rentals. Hope you enjoy. So we're on our second video doing some data discovery of this DVD rental. The first session was actually quite informative, learned quite a bit. Hopefully you did too. Let's make this a little bigger so at least I can see it. It's like real dinky. Okay, so last video we went through category, film, we scratched languages, and then we looked at film actor down at the bottom. And then from film actor we went over to actor, and then we got to see the 5 actors that were in that one movie, African Egg. Now today we're going to start off at inventory, and from inventory we're just going to work our way down. You know, we're just going to keep going down till just going to keep going down, and you know, we're going to be using the same skills that we learned over here in category, and kind of like look at inventory as kind of like a category table. So the skills that we learned yesterday, to be honest with you, anyone could continue from now. Use the 5 or 6 commands we learned yesterday is more than enough to do data discovery. Now, the more you practice, the better you're going to get, but I'll be honest, you have enough skills. So I'm going to start off at inventory, and we're just going to keep working down and try to finish this up this morning. Going to go a little bit faster than yesterday, so maybe you might have to pause and replay or something, but I'll still, you know, be thorough. I won't be trying to cut corners and, you know, that kind of stuff. So here we go. So when we do a select statement, we always begin with the same command. No tricks here. Select star from inventory, and then you hit the go button, the play button. And holy cow, 4,581 rows. So that's a lot of data, right? And look at that, they got the store 1 and 2. Interesting. So let's do our next command. We learned this yesterday as well. Let's say select store ID and count from inventory. Then what do we say here? Whenever we use an aggregate function, how do we kind of tell me how many stores are in here? That's right, we have to say group by. And group by as many fields as we have before. These are called aggregate functions, so it'd be a store ID, Control C. Now this is going to tell us how many stores are in this inventory. Okay, so there are 2 stores. One store has 2,200 and 2,300. Okay, so that's interesting. So just 2 stores. Thought there would have been more. And while I'm looking at stores, let's say select star from store. And yes, there are only 2 stores. Okay, so all right, well, this kind of changes up everything, because I thought we're going to have more data. So, but still, 2,400 rows, that's a lot of data. Somebody did a lot of work on that. So we're on inventory. Let me not do 2,400 again. Limit 10. And what do we get here? So we get the film and the store. Well, we already know that film ID 5. Let's see where that is at. So what would I say? Where film, why am I saying file? Film ID equals 5. Let's see what's going on with that. And 3, interesting. And that location 2. Okay, all right, so that's interesting. So back to, let me just comment. We can just comment out one line inside of a SQL statement and do that. So on this inventory table, we can get a film and a store. And then that goes down to rental, and see how you got this inventory. So for that one movie, I forgot the name of it. What was it? Something fried eggs, African eggs, African egg. We're gonna see kind of like, is anybody renting that movie? So let's do that. So I'm just gonna get rid of this mess. So I'm gonna say select star from inventory, and then notice that location inventory goes down to inventory. You see the link between these two tables? So let's join those tables. Where join rental. Let's do some aliases. I'm gonna call this INV, and I'm gonna call this R on R dot inventory ID equals INV dot inventory ID. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say R dot star here, and then I'm going to say where INV dot film ID equals 5. I just want to see the African egg. Wow, 12 people have rented this this movie. That's kind of interesting. Let's put store in here. INV store ID. So from the second store, we got a inventory. So these, I guess, the same, like, I guess movies come in like those little wrappers, and got the customer's name. Let me do an order by here. Order by customer ID. Make sure the same guy is, not just keep coming back. Bam. Okay, so it all appears to be okay. Now what is this? This guy, 590. This bad guy doesn't know how to return movies. Okay, so we're learning, and we know about the movie 5, African egg, and it got rented 12 times in this store, which is pretty awesome. So I now would like to find out who these customers are. So how would we join that? So I can come up here and I can say join customer, call this a CUS on CUS.customer ID equals R dot customer ID. Let's go add some more columns to this. C dot, not C, it's cus dot first name, cus dot last name, and let's see if he's still active. Cus dot active. Okay, see, this kind of looks like it's, the name of it is called active bool. Let's just go with that. I'm not sure. Let's see, customer. Is that the name of the column? Active bool? Yeah, that's the name of the column. Okay, that's interesting. Active bool. All right. And anything else we need to know? Yeah, let's oh, look, that we got his address too. We're gonna come get that in a minute, but let's see what's going on here. So execute. Ooh, got a little boo boo. All right, we made the same error yesterday. Does anybody know what the error is? Yes, that M should have been a comma. It's a beginner error. So let's highlight this again and execute. So now we are we're trying to find out Amy Lopez down to Barry Lovelace. They are watching this movie. So, and they're all active. Even this guy that doesn't know how to return movies, he's active. So, or what day did he check it out? The 2nd of February. And notice he's kind of got the largest date in here for checking things out. So maybe he did them a favor by not bringing it back or something. I'm not sure. So now you saw that inside of customer, we also have address ID. And see how address ID is right below that? So we can join that together and we can find out where this guy lives. Maybe go knock on his door and ask him to return that movie. Let's go find this. We're dumpster diving now, you guys. Join address ADDR on. That's going to be ADDR dot address ID equals cust dot ADDR ESS ID. Then I'm going to come up here and we're going to get his address. He can't hide from us much longer. We almost got him. He's a movie, not returner. Let me see if we're going to say address and city ID and postal code. And we have his phone number too, so maybe we don't even have to go there. Now we just can't come out here and we could execute these if these are unique across that. But once I start using, what are these called? Aliases, that's right. So once I start using aliases, I always use them. And at my job, if you don't use them, you start it, I will ride you like Seabiscuit and wonder why you kind of got lazy. So you don't want to do that. Once you start using them, you just got to use them. Let's hit the go button. So notice here, I've got this guy's address. And, city 239, that's interesting. Maybe there's another table about city. And I have his postal code. So let's figure out this city. Do we have something to do with city? So, oh, look here. I've got a city lookup. So we're going to go join city. So it's just keep diving in there. You have the skills now. So join city. We're just going to call that CI. And on CI dot city ID equals ADDR dot city ID. And then we're going to come up here and say city CI dot city. Is it city name or what's he saying? It's a city. Okay, so all right, interesting. All right, so that's city ID. Okay, where's the city name? Okay, all right, I don't know where these are. But, we don't need city ID anymore from this, so let's remove that. And we got the postal code. We have his phone number. And what else did we have in there? Like we got his country. So his country is coming out of city. So join country CTY on CTY dot country ID equals CI dot country ID. And then let's see what country has here. Country is country, okay. And then CTY dot country. Let's execute. And Australia, Saudi Arabia. Wow. So this is like all over the place. United Kingdom. Hey mate, what are you doing? Turkey, Japan. Japan, nice. Okay, I can't pronounce what street he lives on, so I'm gonna let you go. Richmond Hill, Canada. So hopefully these locations make sense to some of you. Haven't been to these places. Would like to. I'm just living through this database right now, fantasizing what it would be like to live there. So, do you remember this all started off with inventory? I had a movie 5. It was called African Egg. We figured out that 12 people had rented it. And now I'm searching all over the world for people that have viewed this movie. And that's kind of like how easy it is. I mean, it's like databases to me are just so fun. I mean, it's like doing all this exploring and kind of like putting it all together. And that is the joy of being a database programmer. Now, I must admit, this database is put together for some good training. So I recommend maybe you download this. Now, I don't work for these people, so I'm not, just saying this because, like I owe them or something. But if this was horrible, I would tell you this is horrible. But I'm telling you, this is a good training database. And now I've got a lot of years of experience, and if this was horrible, I would tell you it's horrible, but I'm telling you it's good. I'm telling you it's real good. And I'm telling you there's a lot of things that you can learn from here. I think I used a funny word for pattern, maybe in my last video, but there are some good patterns. Do you remember how when we looked at this category table, we saw that same pattern here in language? We see that same pattern here in inventory. We see that same pattern over here in country. It's just like, databases are patterns. And you just learn, like for instance, we've only used maybe about 10 unique type of SQL statements in this whole video. So if you rewrite that, write these 10 down and then practice it, you know as much as I do. I mean, I can't change the spelling of stuff just because I want to, add new features. Can't do that. I mean, I can go write my own custom functions, but that's just totally unnecessary. Whenever I'm doing my homework, working on my house, I don't always just walk around with a hammer. Sometimes I take other tools with me. Here, you need 5 tools, 6 tools to do this job. And then you will be able to do this. Now, this starting with inventory and ending up in store, that is pretty amazing, right? And I think we can leave it there and leave you some things that you can uncover. I don't want to do it all. I could, I could, but I'm thinking you can too. So how would you do it? Well, install this database, download DVD rental. Remember, I don't work for them, so I'm not plugging either one of these. These are just ideas. I'm just telling you what to do. Well, not what to do, what you could do. And then maybe watch video 1 and 2. Write the SQL statements that I write. Start seeing how I, use the join statement, how I do on, how I make aliases, how I use the where clause, how I do order by, how I did that group by to find out how many records are there. These are the things that we learn. And as a database programmer, you're going to get to a point where you're experienced. And then maybe you have so much experience, you'll feel like you could go get a job. And you can work in all kinds of industries being a database programmer. We can write reports, we can write forms, we can help programmers where they worry about the front end or the back end. And that's a fun job, big part of a teamwork. I believe in teamwork. My whole model is, hey team, so it's always about a team. It's not about one person. Sometimes people out there feel like it's a one-man team or just one man, I guess that's what it's called. But normally there's somebody behind that one man that maybe does most of the work, some of the work, a little bit of the work, or very little. So somehow you can be part of that. All those different stages of helping someone, and maybe one day you're the lead and you come out and make a video like this and you're telling the next generation of would-be database programmers kind of like the message I'm telling you today. And I hope you take this video and go one step further. Learn more, practice, become the expert, and guess what, team? I'll see you back in the next video. Adios.